Okay. And that one will hit. And again, being this close, it's with disadvantage. So while you are able to stab her in the back, and this time she isn't really able to avoid too well, you overexert yourself as you reach out to stab, and you lose your balance. The vortex grabbing you and pulling you into it. Yeah, Volanka would be okay and does not get sucked in this time.
Does he follow his master, though?
Yeah. Does it follow her master is the important question here. All right. And at that point, I'm going to say you won't know what happens to Volanka yet. Everything with the party, I'll probably go over it with you after the session, what's going on with Volanka, just to get a few ideas of how she would react to everything. But as far as the last thing Volanka will see, not that you'd be aware of this, the book after Jade is pulled in will finally close. You all are in a very black area right now. Like, you look around, you're all by yourselves. You don't see anyone else there with you. It's in a very dark area. As you try to stand up, you realize you're all standing on something soft. It's not firm, it would be the more accurate term. Kicking it around, you realize it's all sand.
I really need to stop getting dragged into strange dimensions.
You do.
So this
Can
is
I
a
roll
comet.
Arcana to figure out what happened?
You can roll Arcana to try to figure out what happened. Yes, you may all. Does anyone have a light source they're going to light up? Also, Nomi, I think she got pulled in as well. I'm pretty sure she did. If she didn't, she did.
Yasana has dark vision.
Yes, that's true. So with your great massive bits of dark vision, as you all kind of pull yourself to your senses and kind of pull yourself up and around, you realize that you're standing in, it looks like, you realize that you're kind of standing on sand, and as you look around, you're realizing you're some kind of great dune sea. You look up and about, and things very slowly, and it's kind of weird as you're looking around. The sky above you is very slowly. There are stars that are just kind of blinking into existence, almost as though somebody is painting them in one by one.
Oh, this is just great.
Looking around for yourselves here and there, you kind of stumble around a little bit. You do actually discover the others are relatively nearby, not too far away.
So I think we've just been pulled into a nice little pocket dimension.
And I'm going to move you to a new map. Yes, it will still be active. You would not have lost concentration on it, but as far as you can tell, you have no idea where this figure is.
Do I look? If I look down, do I just see skeletons?
No, there's sand everywhere.
Well,
Sand, some rocks. The party, as I said, they're close enough that you can kind of all see each other and you all kind of be milled back together. Nomi seems very confused as to where the hell you all are.
Yeah.
Well, guess we got the only other choice we have really is to just move forward somewhere.
All right, so now to explain a bit with the mechanics with this, I should have you all on this desert map.
I just see the destination token thing.
Yeah, effectively. Just for reference, you don't have very good visibility going out. There seems to be a slight dust storm in all directions, so you can see a good distance, but not very far. Each hex, because this is actually using hex, is... God damn it, map, why are you so messed up? Whatever. Oh, I gotta fix that. Each hex is about 3 miles, and I think 3 miles is about a half hour at a decent pace. That sound right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I had to refresh my map there. You could probably just pick a random direction to head and see if you can't find civilization or people or something as you wander about.
This could take some time.
Well, everyone is quiet, actually, if there's a period of time when that happens. I want to see if there's any sound that we can hear other than our breathing.
All right, go ahead and roll perception.
What the hell?
If at level 1, I believe so, yes. All right, so you don't hear anything particular note as you're going along, Yasana. You hear like there's a slight sound of desert winds. Nothing really particular beyond that. It's at this point, you tell it's probably mid-morning. You can actually see on the rises in the east, sets in the west. That right? Or rises in the east, sets in the west. So you can see off in a direction. You presume it to be the east. There is the faint glow at the horizon, as though the sun were rising.
I'm going to, even though it doesn't really matter, Shiki's glamored armor quickly changes into more like desert suitable wear.
Yeah, fair enough. And you said you were going to be going northwest.
That sounds like our best bet.
Yeah. I'm going to say effectively in this case, if you can't tell a general direction, I'd have to read more into Hunter's Mark to see the full details. But I'm going to say in this case, you believe you aren't on the same plane or something to that effect. You know you're not where you were, so you don't think you were just strictly teleported. And as far as any of you know, there's not exactly a desert in the known world.
And this is why magic can sometimes be a real pain.
Yeah, and as you kind of walk away, you look back,
Dang.
one of you looks back the direction you came from, you can see up in the sky there's kind of a different colorization, like in a circle around where you came in. To all of you, no, I don't think you'll recognize anything of this plane right now.
Is this where the moon crashed?
I hate to ask this. What kind of altitude does that ceiling look like it is?
It's a sky.
It's not actually a ceiling. You look like you're
No,
in a
no, no,
different world.
no. When I say ceiling, I'm talking about meteorological terms. The clouds. How high up?
The cloud ceiling. There aren't that many clouds here. Like I said, you appear to be in a desert, in a very dry desert at that.
Damn.
Jade, how are you doing on water and food?
I don't think that's.
We should just keep tabs just in case. We
Are you
don't know how long we're
still-
going to be in here for.
Yeah, are you still intending to go up towards the in the direction you were going?
Let's head towards the rock surface that we could see.
Yeah, as you go in this direction, you see that there are large rocky plateaus. You could possibly climb up on them, though it would not be an easy thing. And about this point, the sun is starting to rise.
Well, let's actually climb these. It might be difficult. However, we would get a better view of the landscape.
Can I
once
use
this
my
comes
makeshift
up.
ladder to
Actu-
climb?
Actually, would we get a better view? Because we can't see too much around us right now.
You
Well,
might.
the sun's coming up.
Yeah, the sun is starting to come up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yasana's passive survival. I think she could at least beat herself.
In normal conditions, yes. This is an arid wasteland, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver, can I use my makeshift ladder to climb up the plateau?
You may.
All right, I'll do that.
All right. So, as you climb up the ladder, let me figure out how the fuck.
I say ladder, but
You're using your two immovable rods to climb up. Yeah. So I realize that. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to handle this mechanic wise. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. You can't really see anything when I do this up here, but I'll figure it out. I'll be able to see probably twice as far.
Silver, is it just a steep climb, or does it look like I can
It's
maybe?
it's like straight up.
Okay, so yeah, acrobatics won't help me out here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw one of these on effectively all sides, so that you can basically get a good glimpse around.
Yeah, there's nothing up here.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
you can see there's more rocks in various directions. There's nothing really of particular note. Go ahead and roll a perception.
I was going to say, since the sun's rising, we can just wait for the sun to be up and get more view.
Yeah, it's hard to see because of sandstorm more than anything else.
Oh,
You don't see
my
shit.
Jesus. I have not rolled above a 3. I just throw a rock down at her.
Really, you should try to comb the desert.
Comb the fields. You found anything? No. You found anything? No. You found anything? We ain't found. Sorry.
There's a reference I didn't expect to hear.
Think we're being too literal? No,
I
we're
love-
telling the combing the desert. We're combing the desert.
Desert.
All right.
The-
No, that's actually the exact joke because the third pair is like a black guy with an afro and it's got one of those afro combs as he's combing the desert.
Yeah.
Compared to
This
like two really large combs, it's Spaceballs.
This rock structure up here, we should probably go to that one. If anything, we
it's-
could get shelter.
I'll toss down one of the movable rods and just sit up here.
Man, I want to know. I want to know if I turn into a fox, can you carry me up there with you? On your if you got a backpack,
We have apparatus.
No, yeah, you do actually.
can the apparatus go straight up?
No, like the apparatus would not go straight up, but it would.
It would
Eh.
handle cross desert transportation, very least.
Well, I thought you guys can move base the same pace as it anyway.
She may, and you may roll
God,
perception as well.
I want to be a fox in your backpack. I got good perception as well. No, but I got +7.
Yeah, and
We
as
don't
you look
have-
around, you see that again. There's not that much out here. Whatever is up here, it definitely is a larger area, and almost as though it's covering things up. There are a number of just rocks and structures throughout whatever this place is exactly, and you do see what looks to be a wrecked caravan on this square here. I'm gonna make a note of that with wrecked caravan.
Hey, Yasana, can you get the barrel out of the hole?
Wow, that just sounds so dirty. Yeah, I'll take out the apparatus.
Dunk.
All right, so you're gonna all climb down.
Mhm.
All right, get rid of that. You're all back to your normal visibility at the lower light, and you start to move off in the direction of the wrecked caravan.
I've got to ask, what's it
Around
like?
the point you get to this square, you see off in the distance coming from the east, the sunlight. As the sun is starting to rise at this point, you've been in this area probably an hour or probably 2 hours at this point. Sun is starting to rise, but the sunlight from it dims for a moment, and as you look off to the east, you see that there is a massive sandstorm coming your way.
We're
To the
gonna need
west?
shelter.
From
Yeah.
no, not from the west, not from the west. Trust me, I have this planned. It's coming from the east. Yeah, so go ahead and roll a survival check. Just
I'm-
one survival check, so pick your best.
I gotta ask, if
Best
I'm
of the
in the
party.
if I'm in the land crab,
Yep, you go with that then. Yasana kind of jumps forward to take the notes themselves, and as like the sandstorm kind of batters and beats at you at the party as a whole, you kind of close yourself off from the weather and you keep moving. Thankfully, Yasana kind of steps up and is able to kind of keep her bearings as the party moves forward and explain, we need to keep going in this direction. And you don't, and as the sun finally, or the sandstorm kind of dies off, maybe a half hour later, you can see very faintly off in the distance what you think is some sort of man-made object. You don't think it's a pile of rocks. You're pretty sure it's where the caravan was.
yeah, I gotta ask Silver, when that storm hit us, if I was in the apparatus, did it really do anything?
The thing is, it's not that it hurt you.
No,
You just could not see
yeah, no,
any
that's-
direction.
that's
you may
what I
have
mean.
gotten lost.
No, I'm just asking, did it? If it was a strong one, I just want to know if it did anything. Or
No,
it's like
it was
we-
more
if
of
it would
just
knock the
excursion.
direction.
I
You
want
could not
to
see where you were going.
yeah, I just want to know if it was going to be stable shelter.
Like you could have probably stayed in it and not moved and been fine,
Okay.
but you
That's
kind
all I
of
want-
what,
that's
what
all-
happened? Like as you move north and you look down to the south, you see that the sandstorm is still to the south of you.
It's
If you
what
would
I
have
want to
just
know.
bunkered down and waited, you probably would have been there an hour or two.
Yeah, it's what I want to know.
All right, and gonna keep going straight towards the caravan.
Yep.
All right, and you'll eventually get to the caravan itself. It's half
Oh.
buried and just like completely wrecked as you get up close to it. Doesn't look like there's a lot of note left here. You don't see any survivors. You don't see anything immediately of interest.
I'll get out and start investigating with the others if they want to do it. It's up to you guys. You want to go and try and pick through the carcass?
You would have to do investigation with it. Like it's also
Oh,
half buried in
oh, hell.
sand, so you would actually have to spend some time and
God
investigate. You can't
damn
just
it.
glance over it.
Go Yasana.
No, Alto, nothing. No.
Yeah.
That's-
I'm not gonna be able to find anything with my roll, so I was just thinking.
Well, you never know.
You might crit. Well, no. I
I have
rolled lower.
-1 to it. What do you expect?
I suppose Nomi would help look as well, though she probably won't do much better. Yeah, she did a lot worse.
Oh, yeah,
Yasana, however, as you kind of turn this area around and look it over, you find there's a few things of note. There appears to be some rather pristine, though sand covered otherwise, like they're not torn up or anything, they're just covered in sand. Desert robes, just complete like white robes to help shield you from the sun and whatnot. There is also there's probably 2 pairs of that. There's also a bit of a parchment and just wooden, like there's a few jugs that were meant for carrying water, but the water is all evaporated up. And investigating a bit further, you do actually find one other object of note. It appears to be a rather fancy oil lamp.
We'll store it all for now.
All right,
We
so
need
you
to
pick it
find
up. It's
shelter first.
fair enough.
Yeah.
You pick it up and you just put it into the bag of holding or whatnot.
I'll take it as no oil in the lamp.
You don't know. You can't really. You'd have to clean it off so you could open it up.
We could steal it off for now. Let's find shelter. That rock surface to the east. Let's move closer to it, and then we'll investigate everything.
Yeah, the sun is already starting to reach up in the high in the sky, and the desert heat is already pretty intense. It wouldn't be a bad idea to put that on.
So
If
yeah,
you guys,
ranger
if
gets
you
stuff.
if you guys need shower, at least you got some shade out in here.
Yes, but it's also made of metal and is going to get very hot inside.
Yeah, that's gonna be an oven. Have fun with that, Shiki.
Well, yes, or you can or you can just burn outside. So either way, you're gonna get screwed.
All right. Well, with all that taken care of and done, you do head back the direction you go to get to the closest point of the shelter over here. As you travel across the desert once more and you get to an area, you come up to the cliff once more. This is a much larger cliffside going forward. You see what looks to be a few caves throughout it. A rather decently sized large one towards the ground level. It wouldn't be too hard to climb up into it. All right. As you all climb up into it, though, you see that you kind of hear the sound of chains moving about as though like they're being dragged to the side and whatnot. You haven't quite reached the entrance yet, though you definitely hear something inside. Would you like to stealth and look or just look? From the sounds, it's just chains rattling back and forth. Whatever it is, you're not sure.
That's fine. I was gonna stealth with you, but
I'll leave
Go
it
ahead.
to you.
All right. Yep. And as you walk up closer to take a look at this, you see, yes, this it is. You see what looks to be whereas Yasana is like a humanoid with animal traits, what you see before you is effectively a humanoid cat. The fur is completely black. Eyes seem to be glowing like a green or turquoise. They're dressed in somewhat interesting clothing. They have a lot of gold and jewels in addition to like white pants, a darker shirt, and they are bound by what looks like they have wrist cuffs and ankle cuffs, I think is the best term. I can't think of proper names for it, which are tied or bound with a certain type of chain. You don't recognize this metal immediately. It's obviously not like a steel or anything like that. It looks to be a more ornate metal. No, you cannot, because it is all bound onto the wall effectively behind her. Oh, yeah, you could. All right, yeah, you can do that. What language? She looks up at you for a moment and just kind of tilts her head, and she'll speak back in another language, and I don't believe you speak this one.
Okay.
Ah, yeah, actually, you do speak. All right. And you recognize that she's speaking primordial, actually. And she just kind of looks up at you and she tilts her head. A traveler in this time and age. Although I do not know their tongue. How curious. Can you help me? Who can you help? Such an interesting question. Perhaps I might be able to help you. There is an interesting fate about you. Maybe I could help you answer a few questions you may have. Yes, I suppose I have no way to stop you. And you kind of just pull on the chains a little bit as they rattle back and forth.
Go on in.
All right.
No,
Answer
it
me.
won't in this particular case because how they work. I didn't even think about that fact. Thank you.
And answer me these questions free.
Because that could have really kind of been interesting because I already would have messed up the system. All right, so just kind of look at things. Such an interesting group of people you have here. One of the fox breeds, no, not a dark elf, different creature entirely. A cat breed and a bear as well. I did not know they were as widespread yet. Yes, yes. A different time indeed. Now then, I can answer 3 questions to you about the past, the present, or the future. Do make sure you ask all 3 before I can give you any answers, though.
Uh,
You
we
should first find out how he got here. Well,
Do
who
make sure you
brought us
type when you
here.
have your questions decided, you type them
Okay.
out because I'm going to have to actually
Okay.
figure out how the answers are.
okay. So the questions work past, present, and future.
No, you may ask a question about the past, the
Past,
present, or
present,
the future. It
future.
does not matter which. Yeah, it's
Mm.
not one of each. You could ask you could ask 3 questions about the future for all
Okay,
it matters.
we should ask where we are, how to get out of here. We should the problem is with questions, how much information will she give us per question, and and how specific does she want the question?
Where we are right now,
Actually,
where we
that-
are is an important
no,
question.
no, it's really not. If we don't plan on staying here, we really shouldn't worry about the actual where we are. If we ask where we are, she might just say the desert of blah blah blah. But like, they won't know us. That's just a name.
Who brought us here is another good question. Do you know who it was, or do you just know what they look like?
To be fair, I think the most important thing is we should be asking asking questions that will get us out of here.
That's
Once you guys come to that conclusion, I just stare at the lady in primordial because I know it. I just go, "How do we get out of this place?"
And she just kind of looks at her and nods. She does not answer yet.
What is what
Yeah,
is
she explicitly mentioned that you need to ask all 3 questions before
Uh,
she will answer any of them.
Jade? Jade, what did the bear just do?
okay. The second question.
I
What is our purpose for coming here?
no.
Be
Again,
very glad she does not speak common.
why
We'll do it in Sylvan if need be.
why I you're not
You don't know
you're
what
not
languages
listening.
she speaks. All you know is she's using primordial, as strange as that might be for your
Quick,
expectations.
You're asking a pointless question. Quick, we should need to be asking questions about how we would get out of here. The past doesn't matter anymore. That just happened.
Actually, knowing that past
Why how is not important. Now see, you're an interesting one. I think we should ask that one.
However, knowing the future doesn't that change the future, which makes it to where it's a possibility.
I'm. Is it?
I'm pretty
Can I
sure
be?
it does.
I'm not a biggest believer in fate.
Nomi
That's
will.
why you have to forge your own future.
Nomi at this point will kind of raise question. What if? Did she say there was any limitation of the question she could ask?
Uh,
Maybe we could ask who took me.
we could, have her answer the question.
We could do that. We could do that one, but we need to decide if we've got enough information. But now, because the bear just answered a very blank question,
Well, we'll find out later. Well, we'll find out the hard way.
we should probably God damn it! We should have asked how we get back to our own plane.
Well, we don't even know if this is a different plane or a different time or what.
Yeah,
That could be
I didn't sit down in time to see the question, but I was gonna be 100% okay with it. Because I knew you spoke primordial at the very least.
That's actually kind of shocking. I was like, brain sleep that.
It's-
Wow. No. Actually, no. Let's ask Puppio. Let's ask what happened to Naomi. Why
Hmm.
not?
Do you
We might
do
be
you
able
wanna-
to get an answer.
do you want to risk? Do you want to risk staying here?
Well, if we're in a different time, we're not going to be able to stay here. Actually, could I arcana that on how time travel would work in theory with arcane magic?
You may. I'm not. You're gonna need a really, really good roll.
As a scientist,
Where
I know.
yet?
As a scientist, it's to do with the bending of light.
As far as actual time travel goes, you don't really know much that could explicitly take things into the past. Going into the future and slowing and speeding up time are both relatively feasible, but going backwards in time, you don't think is possible through any kind of magic.
And if it did, it would require an obscene.
It would
amount of
require an
energy.
immense sacrifice of some sort, be it magical energy or something else.
Well,
So,
yeah.
either a deity got involved and drug us here for no apparent reason, and we'll end up going back eventually anyway because they're going to get in trouble with other deities, or somebody's using arcane magic and they won't be able to too long. because they're
I'm
killing
probably going.
themselves.
I'm going with a ladder because one, I don't care for the guards. Two, I doubt a guard has anything to do with us.
Well,
I didn't have a
the
free.
ladder says that somebody's killing themselves to bring us here, which means we're probably going to be going back anyway.
On
If this is a time Or like,
What makes you think that we will suddenly just poof back